So Dad says this house, he believes.
I believe that's the one that years ago I put a phone in this house, and it was used as a Confederate, as a hospital where the wounded soldiers from a cavalry battle at Monty Oaks, where the orphanage used to be, was, and they brought the soldiers here, and there was blood stains on the floor, and I crawled under the house to put a phone in, and it was some really old timber under the house, and I'm pretty sure that's the house.
That's what I was thinking too. It's just really old looking. Very unique. Hey guys, Silverdale Confederate Cemetery. General Braxton Bragg mobilizing his army during the summer of 1862 for his Kentucky campaign, culminating the Battle of Perryville, October 8, 1862. Camped a part of his army in this vicinity. Hospitals were located nearby. A great number of his soldiers were sick and many died. About 155 were buried here, their names and commands marked on wooden boards that decayed. No record was kept, and the graveyard was neglected. So what they had them on wooden markers, see, so, and they decayed. Now nobody knows who they are. This is really neat, guys. I don't know. Maybe they'll talk to me on the spirit box. Tell me who they were. Let's do this. There's the corners of it. Ooh. And you can kind of tell where somebody's been buried. The way the ground looks, you know. I'm going to come over here and do a spirit box in a minute. Let's see what this bitch says. This bench is in honor of all those who were given to the care of this hallowed ground. To anybody that's here, my name is Jessica. My dad's a veteran. He's standing over there. How did you pass away? I heard a bullet wound. Can you tell us who you are, what your name is, and who you served under? Is there anything you'd like to say to your loved ones that are still here and living? Your descendants? Did you die in the house that's up the road? Can you say my name? God bless each and every one of you that's buried in this cemetery. Thank you for your service to our country. So Dad just told me to come up here and check out this tree. It's going to be really neat, guys. Look at this. Somebody's carved a cross into a tree. Wow. That's the completest thing you found.
Welcome to the Silverdale Confederate Cemetery. The men buried here died in a hospital that was located behind the motels across Old Lee Highway in 1862. Efforts to re-identify the men by the veterans began in 1900. The stone walls were built in 1926 by the veterans and their sons. Chattanooga Area Relic and Historical Association has maintained the cemetery since 1979. We mow grass, raise flags, continue the search for the soldiers' identities, host events, and educate the public about this historic site. All are welcome here who enter with respect.
There's number 2.
This cemetery was started in August of 1862 by deaths at General Leonidas Polk's Hospital nearby. The men who died in this hospital through December 1862 are here. The hospital was moved to Cleveland, Tennessee at that time. Record from the Confederate quartermaster indicate that the men had a coffin and a headboard made of pine and that they stayed in tents. In 1900, Mr. William Standifer sent a letter to the Confederate veterans at Chattanooga to get care for this forgotten cemetery on his farm. The headboards had rotted away and no information could be found for the soldiers. In 1904, the veterans group purchased this plot for $75. In 1905, a barbed wire fence was erected around the cemetery, and in 1926, the stone walls were built at a cost of $2,000. By 1934, the Tennessee Highway Department had erected the concrete archway over the entrance drive from the highway. Very little care was given in the 40s and 50s. The cemetery was cleaned by the Kirkman High School Key Club in the summer of 1962. Again, little care was given for several years. A Chattanooga newspaper article on June 26, 1979 brought the cemetery to the attention of the Chattanooga Area Relic and Historical Association, who started to clean the cemetery and eventually became trustee for the cemetery. The flagpole, benches, tombstones, and soldier list are due to their continuing efforts. Several awards for scenic and historic preservation have been awarded for their work. Welcome assistance from the Run for the Wall motorcycle group and the Order of the Southern Cross have helped fund research and help maintain these grounds. The cemetery has applied for and received a non-profit corporation status from both the state of Tennessee and the federal governments. The previously unidentified 155 soldiers that are buried here were not always unidentified. Their records, their muster rolls, their officers, and their doctors knew who these people were, and their families were notified when they died, but the families did not know exactly where these people were. The records of their death and the dates and who their doctors were and things were lost when Atlanta was burned. However, some of the records for the supply officers did survive, and records of the provision for a wooden coffin and a wooden headboard on which to write their names and their regiments was provided, and these records are the basis for the identification of the 39 soldiers that have been identified that are in this cemetery. A list of the soldiers' names is available on the paper sheet under the little shed at the east wall of the cemetery. The monument along the east wall of the cemetery was placed here at the request of the Order of the Southern Cross, an organization who was started in 1862 near this spot. The organization was started by Reverend QUINTARD, General Patrick CLEBURNE, and Bishop Leonidas Polk. This organization was a benevolent society to aid the plight of the soldiers who were identified in hospitals near here that needed help. This organization was finalized at Graysville, Georgia, and enlisted many more people besides the 3 that organized this organization in the beginning. This organization no longer has Confederate soldiers to help, but now is a benevolent society to do other projects to help Civil War sites, including ours. Please feel free to walk back and read the inscription on this monument that further explains the organization.
Okay, I was just noticing the rocks and the coins. People do that as a sign of respect, saying, I visited here.
The coins misrepresented here. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what they mean. But one coin means that you knew the person, another coin means that you served with a person, another means that you were there when he died. So a lot of people just put money up there not knowing what they mean.
Yeah, because people put money on regular people's graves too. Okay guys, that's the end of the tour of the cemetery. I hope you enjoyed this historical little journey, and maybe we learned some stuff along the way. Can't wait to see and hear if we got anything on that spirit box. I hope I was able to capture something, because I know it's very noisy with the highway being back here. Until next time guys, I love you. Peace.